guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are going to be taking a look into my empties bin, and I am going to be giving you some of my final thoughts on some products that I finished recently. We've got some that I liked, some that I didn't like. I think we've got some hair care, some skin care, maybe some makeup, I can't remember. It's looking a little bit full in there right now. I have let it fill up a little bit. If you've watched my previous videos, I try and only do 10 items every time so that I do these regularly and they're not too long and not too overwhelming. And last month I just wasn't really feeling it. So there is definitely a lot more than 10 items in there right now, but I'm just still gonna keep it to 10 today, otherwise I think it's just gonna be a lot. So I think we should just jump straight in. I'm just gonna pick from the top because it's gonna be easier. But here is my first product. This bottle is gross, sorry guys. This is the Cantu Natural Hair Cleansing Cream Shampoo. I think this is probably my third bottle now. This is a product that I keep coming back to because it works really well for me. I know a lot of people with curly hair probably follow the curly girl method where you don't use shampoo. That is not for me. I cannot live without shampoo, and I do just keep coming back to this one. An issue that I've had with a lot of cleansing products for my hair has been that it never quite cleans it, and that kind of defeats the purpose. This is the only one that I can come back to that actually cleans it. I can sometimes get away with just the one shampoo depending on how long I've left it, and my hair normally looks pretty good after using it, even though I am using shampoo. The only issue that I have with it is that after like a few weeks or a couple of months of using it, my scalp then starts getting really itchy after a few days, and this has happened every time I've gone back to it. So that's why I end up trying another product after finishing this one to see if I can find something that doesn't make me itchy, and so far I keep coming back to it. So I am testing another shampoo at the moment that I will be giving you my thoughts on at some point. I may be coming back to this one in the future though, because I know that it actually cleans my hair. Kind of the most important thing in a shampoo, really. Next up, I have a tube of Jouer Quick Set Lash Adhesive. This is really great. I have already repurchased it. This is just so much easier to use than a lash glue that comes in a tube. It has like a little spatula on the end, so it's not the most flexible thing, but it is really easy to use. And because it is a fast drying one, you just don't have to wait as long. You still have to wait a little bit, but one thing that I do is I will put the lash glue on my lashes, use my little desk fan, dry it off a little bit, and then put it on. I wouldn't recommend this for a professional makeup artist because a tube actually means you know it's going to be hygienic every time. But for personal use, this is just super easy to use. I really like it. I just get mine on Amazon. It will be linked down below. I've already repurchased it. By the way guys, I completely forgot to mention, but if you are wondering about this look that I'm wearing right now, I was meant to film it. It was going to be the first video that I filmed today, and I did the whole eye look and realised I hadn't hit record. This happens to me a lot at the moment. So all of the items will be listed down below if you are interested in checking anything out. And where I can, I do use affiliate links that do earn some commission if you guys use them. There's no obligation to use them, but it will just help support the channel if you do. Let's move on. Okay, right, we're gonna go for hair next. I think I have a few of these in here. I go through a lot. I basically ordered 6 of these at the start of lockdown, so back in March, and I'm currently on my last tub, and I have found out that this is being discontinued, and I'm so upset. This is the Boots Essentials Extra Firm Hold Styling Gel. This is a curly girl approved product, and it is less than a pound. Well, it was less than a pound, and it is the only product that I started using at the start of my curly girl journey that I'm still using today. So I think that was about 2.5 years ago now that I started, maybe 3 years almost. I've spoken about it before, so I'm not going to go on about it for too long, but I use a leave-in conditioner and then this over it. Even though it says extra firm hold, it doesn't give me a very strong cast, but I find these days that my hair prefers that. I like something that doesn't have as much hold, but is just going to help define those curls. So we have 3 tubs in here, and I only have 1 left, and I need to find a replacement. And from what I've seen, whenever someone asks for a replacement, something similar, the ones that are suggested are always quite a bit more expensive. So I am really sad that Boots have discontinued this. Next up, we have some makeup, and I have a tube of Urban Decay Perversion mascara, and currently this is my all-time favorite mascara. I think this is my 3rd or 4th tube, I want to say. This mascara is just the best. I love the way that it makes my lashes look. It gives them a lot of length, a lot of volume. It is a very thick formula, especially when it comes straight out of the tube, and it is one of those wider, soft-haired bristles. So what I actually keep on hand to use with it Okay, I don't know where it's gone, which is a bit annoying, but I kept a wand from a Benefit Varial that I had a few years ago, and I have completely cleaned it out to avoid any bacteria. So if I go in a bit heavy with this one, I will normally use the Varial wand over it with no product on it, just to separate everything. And then after a couple of months, this starts drying down a little bit, and I don't need to do that as much. I normally get this on Black Friday, but I don't know if I can afford to get it this year, and it's really, really upsetting because it is my absolute favorite mascara. I haven't found anything that I liked as much, especially anything drugstore. If you guys have got any recommendations for a really volumizing, really lengthening mascara, please let me know, because whenever I Google dupes for this one, it's either something that's not available in the UK or I don't think it's as good. So if you can think of anything that I might like, definitely let me know. I will admit though that I really want to try the Charlotte Tilbury mascara because that looks amazing on everyone. So I think if I do splurge on one this year, it will be that one. I have a sample size of Clinique Moisture Surge. I absolutely love this moisturizer. It's so gorgeous. I have one tub left from my time working on a Clinique counter, and I'm using it so sparingly because I don't want to run out of it. I exclusively use it for priming under my makeup because it gives my skin a really good amount of hydration, especially at this time of year. I do get more dehydrated, so something that kind of quenches my skin is really, really what I'm after. So I do absolutely love it, and it absorbs into the skin really quickly. It leaves it feeling really silky, and it just provides that hydration and moisture that my skin really needs. So I have a full pot. I might even have another sample size of this, but I could see myself repurchasing it once I can afford to. While I can't, I'm using it so slowly. I didn't realize I hadn't spoken about this in an empties video. I assume this is the Pixie Hydrating Cleanser. That's not a trick of the light. As you can see, the writing has really suffered from it on the front. I did a whole video testing out this range from Pixie, and this was one of the items that I liked more. I thought a hydrating cleanser sounded a bit scary, but actually I liked the way it felt. It did feel like it cleaned my skin. It gave it that squeaky clean feeling, but it didn't feel like it was drying it out, which was really nice. I really liked that. I did really want to repurchase it for winter, as I said, when my skin gets more dehydrated. I can't really afford it, but I'm also running out of my last cleanser at the moment, so I am kind of debating, while I'm really on a budget, what the best option is for me, what I want to go for next. It does have fragrance, but it's nothing too overwhelming, and there was something really therapeutic about using it. I just really loved the feel of it as I was washing my face, which I don't get with that many cleansers, so I do want to get it again, and right now would be the perfect time of year. I feel like it would do my skin some good. I'm just on such a tight budget, guys, at the moment, but I do want to pick it up again at some point. Okay, so we are on 6 items, so let's see. Wow, I've obviously had some items in here for a long time because I couldn't even remember that I had this in here. This is the Jouer Anti-Blemish Matte Primer. So it actually contains salicylic acid, which I think is a good idea in a product like a primer because that is going on first under your foundation. I think the further on in the routine you get, it makes less and less sense to have products with ingredients like that because they're going to be sitting on top. I don't feel like it's going to be as effective. I didn't feel like this primer did anything special. I got it for Christmas 4 years ago, I want to say, so it was time for it to be finished. I just didn't notice any differences from it. I didn't notice that the salicylic acid was doing anything, and I didn't feel like it was doing all that much to keep me matte. It also had a very plasticky smell to it that I wasn't the biggest fan of. The one thing that was quite disappointing is that it worked really badly with Jouer's foundation. I would just not recommend using these two products together. The foundation would just never sit well. It was just, I don't know, it just wouldn't work. I'm going on a tangent here, but where this one is so matte, I think a hydrating primer is going to work a lot better underneath. But because these are the same brand, I would kind of expect them to work together, and unfortunately I didn't find them to be the case. So I know Jouer is quite expensive. I don't know exactly how much this is, but I will put it up on the screen. But it didn't impress me. It's not something I would go running back to anytime soon. I have the Clarins Exfoliating Body Scrub for smooth skin. I think this is just a mini version because I got it in a Christmas set on, not Black Friday, what's the other one? Boxing Day last year. I got this on Boxing Day. I quite enjoyed this, especially compared to the previous scrub that I mentioned in an EMPTIES video, which was by Nip and Fab, because that one was technically made for the face and I found it really harsh even on my body. So switching over to this afterwards was quite nice. It was kind of harsh enough, I don't know if that's the right way of phrasing it, but the microbeads were kind of big enough that I could feel them doing something. I felt like it was smoothing my skin, it was exfoliating, but it wasn't painful. It wasn't leaving me feeling irritated afterwards. I'm not going to be repurchasing this because it's very expensive, but if you have the money for it, it was nice. I enjoyed it, and I think the microbeads in this are bamboo, and it actually has salicylic acid in this one as well, which I've never noticed. It's just kind of caught me by surprise. Lots of salicylic acid apparently today. I'm literally so tired of repeating the word salicylic over and over again at this point, but yeah, no, I quite enjoyed this. I really wish it was in my budget to repurchase it, because I think I would if I could afford it. So I've got some more skincare here. I have the Ordinary Retinol 0.2% in Squalane. I don't think I ever used this long enough to really see results, unfortunately. I went for this one because it is their weakest retinol that they have, and I wanted to ease myself in. At one point I was definitely using it too often. I introduced it too quickly and I had loads of dryness around my chin, so then I kind of, you know, took it back a step, and then I kind of ended up stopping using it a couple of times because I was testing other products. I did have a lot of skincare this year that I needed to get through. I think I paused when I was using the Pixie hydrating range. I just don't think I used it for long enough in total to really see results. I do kind of get the impression that whenever I stop using it, I can see my lines here a bit more. I do really want to reintroduce retinol into my routine at some point, as soon as possible really, because I am 27, and the great thing about retinol is that it's marketed not only for anti-aging but also for acne. So at my age and the fact that I still get acne, it should be the perfect ingredient. So why am I not using it, I guess? I think I would want to go for something stronger than this. So I think if I went for the one from The Ordinary, I would go for maybe a 0.5. Or I've seen one on Beauty Bay that is a bit more expensive but also contains other ingredients. I think it has like vitamin C and niacinamide. I'll put a photo up on the screen. So I might not repurchase this one immediately. I may do, depending on the Black Friday sales. But yeah, I don't feel like I saw the results I was hoping to see, but I think that might be me. And I want to try retinol again in the future and really see if it will make a difference to my skin. Okay, so finally we have another cleanser. I feel like I had a lot of stuff that was opened up at the same time, so there's now a load of stuff kind of trickling into the EMPTIES basket as I am finishing all of it. This is the Cetaphil Oily Skin Cleanser. I quite liked this one. I had used the dry skin one previously because my skin did used to be drier, but now I'm really, really oily, so I thought I would give this one a go, thinking it would be a bit stronger. And when I got it, I was a bit unsure about it. I think I've spoken about the dry skin version in a previous EMPTIES video, and at the time I was trying to figure out what was drying my skin out after cleansing, and I thought that the link, the kind of common denominator, was sodium lauryl sulfate. That one is not in the dry skin version, but it is in this one. So when I realized, I was a little bit worried and I thought, oh god, this is going to be really strong for me, I'm really not going to enjoy this. It also has fragrance, so kind of all the alarm bells were kind of going off in my head, but I ended up quite enjoying this actually. I don't think I enjoyed using it quite as much as the Pixie one. There was something really, really nice about it, but did I feel like it cleaned away my skin at the end of the day? Yeah, I think it did the job. Even though I was worried about the SLS and the fragrance, it never felt stripping. It felt quite nice. As I was finishing both of these up, I was kind of alternating between them. I was using this one on a more oily day where, you know, my acne was kind of flaring up a bit more, and it felt clean afterwards. And I think when you have oily skin, that's the most important thing, isn't it? You want to make sure that you're getting rid of those oils that are going to clog up your pores. I wouldn't mind repurchasing it because it is a drugstore option. It's not overly pricey. I think in an ideal world, if I had the right budget, I would be buying these two and alternating them. So on days where I feel a bit more dry, dehydrated, I would go for this, and then on days where I feel more oily, I would go for this. I think I'd be more likely to repurchase this one at the moment, just because of unfortunate budget constraints. But yeah, I think what this kind of showed me is there's no reason to demonize ingredients necessarily. I think it's kind of easy to demonize ingredients, and I think some skincare gurus do, not gonna name any names, and some others don't. So I think it's just up to you to make your mind up on what ingredients you do want to use and what you don't. Overall, I did not have any issues with this cleanser and I would repurchase it. Alright guys, so that is it for today's empties. Let me know in the comments if you've tried any of them and if you did, what you thought of them. There's a few things left in the basket right now, but I think, you know, 10 items is enough. We're going to keep it for the next video. I'll just have to make sure that I don't let them pile up as much as I did before the next one. So guys, if you enjoyed today's video, please do make sure as always to give it a big thumbs up. Leave me a comment letting me know what you thought of it. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on my next video. And I'll see you all on the next one. Bye guys!